Hey everyone, I'm Abdul Hassan.
I'm Stephen Gallagher.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Praneeth Alcala.
And we are the Habitat for Humanity team, and we will be presenting you our methodology chapter, which is comprised of goals and outlines for those goals for our one task, which is to completely redesign the new Restore website. The current Restore website has its faults. The sponsors mentioned that it was like hard to navigate, and it didn't really look appealing, and it was not easy to use. So we will be talking to you about how we will implement a new design. I will go to Praneeth, who will be talking about our goals.
So the first goal of our project was to design a new website for Restore, and that's our main goal. So some of the functionality we want to have for the new website is to have updated information in all the subheadings, such as the new items that have arrived into the store, volunteering information, and donation information. Also, we would like to have an updated link. The current link is kind of long, and they want to have one that's specifically for Restore, but also maintains the habitat that they are affiliated with Habitat. So the second functionality we want is to have it easier to use for users. Our sponsor brought up one point that when people donate, they often have to email them back and forth, and it takes a lot of time. But because we're updating it, we can solve this issue. Also, they want to maintain unique features such as the map on the homepage, which shows where the store is. And now Abdul is going to talk about the rest of our goals.
So our second goal is to be identifying a web host and web developer that is best suited for our needs. To do so, we are going to be researching and performing an analysis on which one is best for us. We want to identify a web host that has worked with other nonprofit organizations that other nonprofit organizations have used to house our website, and we will be identifying a web developer that excels in their craft, so to say. They have worked with other nonprofit organizations as well, and they know pretty much what they're doing, and that they're cost effective. Our third goal will be to facilitate the launch of the new website. By doing so, we will hopefully attract more donors and volunteers into the Restore and into the Habitat Venture West Greater Worcester area. So now I'll hand it off to An, who will be talking about our objectives for completing these goals.
To be able to complete our objectives, our goals, our first objective is to assess the current Restore website. But before we start to gather data, we're gonna make a rubric consisting of different characteristics of a website that we will be judging on, such as aesthetic, navigation, the amount of text, and to be able to gather opinion on the current Restore website, we will first assess the website by ourselves, and then we're gonna conduct interviews, survey from the staff who work at the Restore, who's used to using the website, and we're gonna do a focus group on volunteers and donors, and if necessary, we're gonna do a one-on-one interview with them to gather more information. And for our second objective, we're gonna do the same thing, the same assessment, but with other organization website and the website from the other Restore from other location, with the same methods such as survey, interviewing, and Bernice is gonna talk about how we're gonna use the data.
So our third objective is to compare the findings we have from objective one, which is evaluating the Restore website, and objective 2, which is evaluating other websites from other nonprofits and other resources. And we're going to compile all this information, and we're going to look at different criteria, such as the rubric we made, and compare them side by side, as seen where it says restore website 1, website 2. We'll look at them side by side and analyze them, and we'll come up with a plan and a solution for the new website. And now Steve will talk about the rest of the objectives.
All right, so our fourth objective will be to identify the web hosts and web developers that will eventually make our site and house it. So we will identify the web hosts by looking at several different web hosts and their data, such as uptime, load times, and compare them to the cost of how much it will be to house the website. Typically it's by month, so we'll be looking at it at a monthly rate and at a yearly rate, and we'll hopefully identify which one will be most efficient for our job of launching a website and housing it for the next few years. We will also be identifying a developer to use. This will be a bit trickier because we're not just comparing data with cost, we're looking at actual people and their skills in front-end, back-end development, and as well as design. So front-end and back-end development are huge because that's what makes the site run, and there are two different styles of developing, and two different aspects that make the site run. So the developer or developers that we use have to be able to create front-end and back-end of websites. And the design factor is also huge because one of the keys that our sponsors want us to focus in on is the aesthetics and how it visually attracts and pleases its users, so it doesn't scare them away and doesn't make a user log on, get confused, and not bother with volunteering or donating. So that's a big objective for us. And finally, our last objective is to launch the website and implement the new website into the resource center. This is our overall objective. This is why we're doing our project, and we'll do this by facilitating what our sponsor wants to the developers, so the developers can create the website that the sponsors have envisioned for their business, in this case, their nonprofit organization, in order to attract more donors, more volunteers, and create more use of the resource center to help build more houses for Habitat. So that is our overall plan, and those are our objectives and goals, and that is our project, hopefully. If you have any questions, please comment or contact us via email, and thank you for watching.